You worked harder this year, but somehow your life got more expensive. Your rent is higher, your groceries cost more, and even simple things feel heavier, and you're trying to keep up, but it feels like you're falling behind. You didn't do anything wrong. You're working, you're saving, you're doing what you're supposed to do, but it still feels like it's not enough. Now here's the part that doesn't make sense. Markets are going up, stocks are rising, Bitcoin is holding strong, but your life is getting harder. So what's really going on? Most people think this is just inflation, but that's not the full story, because something bigger is happening, something most people don't see. Right now, while you're trying to manage your bills, the system itself is shifting, and it's happening quietly. But here's what nobody tells you. This isn't just about prices going up, it's about something deeper, something that's changing how money moves, how countries behave, and how your future is being shaped. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because what's happening behind the scenes right now is the real reason your life is getting more expensive. In the next part, I'll show you what's really changing and why no one is talking about it. So what's really going on? Why is your life getting more expensive even when the economy looks strong? Well, here's what most people are missing. While you're focused on your daily life, countries are changing how they trade. For years, the global system was simple. The US was at the center. Other countries depended on it. But that's starting to change. And it didn't happen overnight. It started with small decisions, tariffs, trade restrictions, political pressure. But those small changes created a chain reaction. Now look at Canada. For a long time, it depended heavily on the US. But recently, it started finding new partners, new buyers, new markets. But here's where it gets interesting. When countries stop relying on each other, the system doesn't stay stable. It shifts, and this is happening everywhere. Countries are rethinking alliances, changing supply chains, looking for independence. And you might be thinking, what does this have to do with me? Well, everything. Because when trade shifts, prices shift, supply changes, costs move, and that doesn't stay in the system. It shows up in your life, in your rent, your food, bills, but that's still not the full story, because something even more confusing is happening at the same time. While all of this is changing, markets are still going up, stocks are rising, crypto looks strong, but that doesn't make sense, because if everything is getting harder, why do markets look so good? And this is where things get dangerous, because what looks like growth might actually be a trap. I'll show you why rising markets don't always mean a healthy system. Now this is where things get serious, because what you're seeing right now might not be what you think it is. Markets are going up, stocks are rising, Bitcoin looks strong, and it feels like everything is fine. But that's exactly where the danger is, because rising prices don't always mean strength. Sometimes they mean something completely different. And this is the dangerous part. Most people only see the price, but they don't see what's happening underneath. Because while the public is buying, thinking the market is strong, big money might already be leaving. But here's what makes this even worse. They don't leave when things look bad. They leave when everything looks good. That's how the system works. It creates confidence before it takes liquidity. And this is where it breaks, because once liquidity starts leaving, it doesn't happen slowly, it happens fast. And if you're still in the market when that happens, you're not early. You're exit liquidity. So while you're watching charts go up, thinking this is opportunity, you might actually be stepping into risk. But this is not just about stocks, and it's not just about crypto. Because when money leaves risk, it doesn't disappear, it moves, and where it moves depends on something much bigger, something most people are not watching. And this is the real risk, not the crash itself, but what causes it. In the next part, I'll show you the one system that controls all of this and what happens if it starts to break. Now this is what almost no one is watching. You've seen stocks, you've seen crypto, but there's one market that holds everything together. And if this breaks, everything else follows. It's the US bond market. This is where interest rates come from. This is what controls liquidity. This is what quietly decides how expensive your life becomes. But here's the problem. Right now, this system is under pressure because the more debt the system creates, the more it needs buyers. And to attract those buyers, it has to offer higher returns. But the higher those rates go, the more expensive everything becomes. Your mortgage, your loans, your cost of living, all go up. And this is the dangerous part. The system is no longer stabilizing itself. It's pushing itself further out of balance. And this is where it breaks. If demand for these bonds drops, even slightly, rates can rise fast. And when rates rise fast, markets don't stay strong, they react. Liquidity disappears, money leaves risk, and assets like crypto don't fall slowly, they drop hard. But this is not the end of the story, because at this point, the system has two choices: let the pressure release naturally, and markets correct hard, or step in, print more money, and hold everything together artificially. But either way, this is the real risk, not just falling prices, but a system that can't stabilize itself anymore. And while all of this is happening, you're just trying to keep up with your life, not realizing what's actually moving underneath. And this is why everything feels harder. In the final, I'll show you what happens next and who actually benefits from all of this. Now you see it. Your life is getting more expensive, but it's not random. Markets are rising, but liquidity is shifting. Trade is changing. Countries are moving away from old systems. And at the same time, global tensions are rising. And this is where it gets even more serious. Because when global conflicts increase, energy prices don't stay there. They move into everything: transportation, food, housing, your daily life. But this is not just inflation, and it's not just politics. This is a system under pressure. And all of this is happening at the same time. While you're trying to keep up, the rules are changing. And this is the part most people miss. The system doesn't warn you. It shifts and then you feel it. And the people who win are not the ones reacting late. They're the ones who saw it early. So now the question is, are you just watching this happen, or are you starting to understand it? I'm curious, have you felt this shift in your own life, or do you think this is just normal inflation? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to understand what's really happening before it shows up in prices, subscribe, because by the time it becomes obvious, it's already too late.